All right, time to get started. Welcome everyone to my first Android gaming overview. It's not a review, it's an overview of this game. It's called Planet Master and it's made by a developer called Mist. You can go ahead and check out the game's official link, which leads to the Android App Store in the video description. I've also linked you guys there to the official English Facebook. That way you guys can go ahead and download the game right after, or even while watching this video if you are interested in like what you see, as well as check out the official Facebook and see all the posts there, etc., stuff like that. The developer does keep a pretty active profile, or presence I should say, on the Facebook. Okay, so before I get started here, I want to go ahead and let you guys know that I'm going to be very verbose in this video. I'm going to be talking a heck of a lot. That is because I'm going to be going over every aspect of this game in detail, because there is an official tutorial for this game. So I decided, you know what? It's time to go and put on my big boy pants and let's go ahead and make a tutorial for this game, because I think it deserves it. All right. I saw a lot of people on the official Facebook asking questions that I felt I could answer, but at the same time, I didn't want to go and post it on there because it doesn't seem like anybody reads their answers to their posts, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to go and try to clear as much confusion as I can, and also try to help build this community, because I really like this game. I tried it out I think a couple of days ago, and ever since I've been hooked, right? So it's a pretty fun game. And that being said, the way that I've set up my screen right here, I know it looks a little bit odd, but when you ever decide to capture an Android's device screen onto the computer, I'm losing my words here, I apologize. When you do that, the game's orientation matters a lot, and this game unfortunately was made primarily for cell phones. In other words, it's only orientated vertically up and down, so that is why you see the screen right in the middle. I can't rotate it or do anything fancy to stretch out the screen, okay, because it's not running in a landscape orientation, it's only running in a vertical orientation. So there you have it. If you're wondering why it looks weird, I maximize as much space as I can. Hopefully it doesn't bother you guys too much, and that is all I have to say about that. Now moving on forward, like I said, I do want to make this video kind of a tutorial. I'm going to go over every little aspect of the game. If you're already a player, maybe you're intermediate, maybe you're already deep into the game, but you want some extra advice, you might want a second opinion on something, feel free to skip to the end of the video, okay? Later on I'll be updating I should say, the YouTube description with timestamps so that people know what I'm talking about. And I will go ahead and add little tips and tricks at the very end of the video for those players out there who are already advanced or well into the game, okay? They understand the mechanics. But once again, they were just looking for some little extra help, maybe some little motivation, maybe something they didn't know that I have found out personally, okay? So for you guys out there, sit tight. For everyone else out there that's new, welcome. Let's go ahead and check this game out together. So the best way to describe Planet Master is that it is an idle clicker game. Off the top of my head, in the English Android store, the most popular games are like Tap Titans, maybe. There was another one. Soda Dungeon is another good one, really good one for an idle clicker game. Of course, everyone knows what 10 Billion Waifus is. If you haven't checked that game's hilarious. But anyway, it's an idle game, and it's kind of a simulation mixed with a manager type game. All you're really trying to do is build up resources so that you can get to the next stage of the game, okay? And that's how it all works out. Now, what makes this game a little bit different is that, A, you're in outer space. There aren't a lot of outer space clicking games off the top of my head. And B, it has kind of a weird, how should I say this, fan servicey angle to it with the planets in question. So if you've seen from the screenshots, and maybe the two girls to the left and to the right of me, you actually manage the planets in this game. And I'm not talking about girls on the planets. They are literally the planet. So let me go and talk or show you what I'm talking about. If I click on my little mascot here, come on, there you go. And this is Jupiter, okay? This isn't a girl named Jupiter, all right? This is not a girl on Jupiter or on Jupiter station. This is literally Jupiter. This is the planet Jupiter. She's talking to you, and she's wearing a really nice outfit. At least I think it's a really nice outfit. It's a very charming outfit, okay? So that's what this is all about. You can go ahead and pop up your mascot at any time. You can change your mascot at any time. I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. But that's kind of the quirky thing about this game. It kind of has that angle going for it. So if you're kind of into this stuff, or kind of, you know, sings to you on a personal level, then I think you'll like a lot about this game. But even if it really isn't, you don't have to deal with it too much. You can just play the regular game itself. It's kind of a nice idle clicker game, even without the fan servicey stuff. So what I'm going to do right now is go over the interface. I've actually re-recorded this video a few times because I wanted to make sure I went over everything without taking too long. So I think I'm going to go through this version of the video as fast as I can. And just if you guys need to review it, I would just say, you know, go back to where I started talking about it and then just go on from there, okay? Because most things are pretty self-explanatory, but I tend to get pretty wordy. So on the screen right here, let's go ahead and go over everything you see right now. Even this giant Beetle spaceship that's flying over Earth, flying over Mercury, I should say. It's about to like crush it. Okay, so starting with the very top of the screen, you have 4 resources. Okay, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. You have this resource right here, which is called Pola coins. To the right of that, you have cubes. To the bottom left-hand side, you have crystal, and to the bottom right of that, you have gas. Pola coins are resources that you can get in the game, but they're really considered more pay to get resources. Okay, if you go to the store button right here, you can actually go ahead and buy them using real money from Earth. Okay, and they allow you to unlock the vast majority of costumes in the game. You can also use them to do other things. Now the cube resource is the freemium resource. You can earn this just like coins, but this is the resource that you use to unlock a lot of stuff in the game. And it's going to help you break a lot of walls, and it's going to help you progress much further, as well as give you a lot of quality of life stuff. Okay, so cubes is where it's at. For the most part, if you buy Pola coins, chances are you're going to convert most of them to cubes if you're not too busy unlocking different costumes for the various girls. Okay, now crystals is your main resource. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's used to upgrade everything. The more crystals you have, the more you can advance. I won't need to talk about that further. And gas is your special resource, in which you can only get if you do decide to reset the game. Let me go and not click the options button. Let me go and click the store button. Here we go. Sorry about that. If you go and click on the reset button right here, you will go and see this screen right here, and this will actually go ahead and allow you to go ahead and reset the universe. Okay, and by doing so, you can go ahead and get the gas that you see that's been collected right there. And you collect gas by just playing the game, letting it sit idle, as well as blowing up ships, in which I'll show you in just a moment. All right. Now there are 2 versions of resetting the universe. You can do it by just this button right here, which resets everything completely, or you can do it with this button right here, which costs cubes, which allows you to keep progressing while at the same time collecting gas. So obviously you want to go and preserve the universe whenever possible, but if you're short in cubes and you want to start over, go ahead and reset the universe. Now keep in mind that every time you reset the universe, everything is reset, so you should really do your best to make sure that when you do reset, that you progress further than last time. Okay, so for example, if you progress all the way to where I'm at, and then I go halfway, and then I reset again, I've essentially lost progress. I've wasted a bunch of time. Okay, so always make sure that you go bigger and better than you did last time. All right, so that's all I will say about that. So moving on to these buttons right here, you see a little exclamation mark, a upload button, and a download button. This little exclamation mark is just this screen right here. It's your notifications from the developer. It gives you daily coupon codes. These are date codes. So for example, this is May 14th. This is May 21st. It gives you a code that you can go and enter into the options menu by clicking this. I already clicked on this a few times. I don't want to click on it again because it does show my gamer ID. Of course, now that I've clicked it already, people already know my gamer ID. So I'm going to have to go and block that out later using the video editor. But nonetheless, that's where you enter your coupon codes, and that's what that button does. Now the save button, if you go ahead and click on this, it will go ahead and upload your save to the cloud, and then you can go and reload your data if you want to using the red disk next to it, and that will load data from the cloud. Now keep in mind that the game does have autosaves depending on what you do. So if you fight like a battleship or a mothership, it will autosave. If you spend coins or cubes, it will autosave, so please be very careful when you do that. The game will automatically save. What this is primarily used for is syncing in between devices, and this game does use Google Play Games as your main login account. Okay, so that means that if you log onto a different device with the same Google Play account, you can go and sync your data. All right, if you log in with 2 different accounts, then that's different data, different games, right? So keep that in mind and be very careful. And what else do I have to say? Oh yeah, because your gamer ID is not tied in with your Google Play Games account ID, if you need to contact the developer with something, please do not give him your Google Play ID. I mean, it could help. He might be able to see it, but in reality, he needs your gamer ID, which is located in the options menu. Okay, that's more important to him if he needs to resolve issues, right? So go ahead and do that. And that's all I have to say about that right there. So let's go into the center right here. This is your ammunition button. Okay, this is for your weapons. If you go ahead and click it, it will go ahead and show you these little icons right here. It will allow you to select different weapons. You can unlock different weapons later on in the game by purchasing them under the skill tree. The number in the center is how much ammunition you have. Okay, so let me go and see if I can find a big ship to show you how this mechanic works out. Oh, well, that was a big ship. That's not big enough. Can we go bigger? We can always go bigger. Can we? Come on. We need something really, really big here. All right. I guess I'll just use this frigate. So you see it says I have 49 ammunition right now. If I go and click on this frigate, and he went bye-bye, my ammunition goes down with the little rainbow-colored indicator slowly going up. That fills up my ammunition. Okay. So the number is my max number of ammo. The colored button is colored bar, I should say, is how fast my ammunition is recharging, and then the white is my minimum and maximum amount of ammunition that I currently have. So that's how that mechanic works out. Okay. To the right of that, you have a little mail icon. I haven't gotten mail in this game yet. I have no idea what it's for. I'm assuming it's direct contact from either the developer or other players. We'll see later on. This little Q button right here brings up your daily quests. Okay. This is all pretty self-explanatory. On the left-hand side, you see what daily requirements are there for the daily quests. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. And if you switch over to this tab here, it's going to give you repeat quests. These quests you can do infinitely as long as you fulfill the quests. Okay, and as of right now, you have destroy the battleship, destroy the mothership. Okay, if you keep fighting these over and over again, you can keep recollecting these resources, which, as you can imagine, behooves you, right? You want to do these as much as possible, but of course each ship respectively gets a lot harder as time goes on. So you have to run a kind of a fine line between, do I want to get those motherships and battleships at a higher level versus, you know, getting the resource. All right, moving down here to the center, you have a buff button. This actually shows you what current buffs you have in the game. I currently have 2 right now. You see the icon for the buff, a little timer at the bottom showing how much you have left, as well as what the buff does. Now keep in mind that these timers do not go away if you turn off your game. Okay, so if I decide to leave the game right now and exit, I'm a-okay. The timers will not go down. When I come back and play the game again, the timers will resume. So this is kind of a nice feature that is inputted in this game. You don't lose the buff even if you decide to go offline. Okay. That being said, unfortunately, the game's idle mechanic only gives you 50% of your total idle income if you are offline. Okay, so the more you are online, the faster you actually gain resources, but then again your buffs go down. So once again, a fine balancing act. You will be the best judge of what you need to do. Okay, now on the bottom right hand side here, you see a little icon with a ship. If you go and click on that, that will actually go ahead and launch a Unity ad. If you go ahead and watch the ad, it will give you a bonus at the end of the ad. That's very simple. Okay, it lasts anywhere from 12 to 30 seconds. Now keep in mind that this game, even though it's a freemium game, meaning that you don't have to pay to download it and play it, it is free, and you can earn resources for in the game for free by watching the ads. The ads are never forced upon you, which is something I really, really like about this game. The moment you play it, you're just allowed to play the game. You don't see any annoying sidebar with an ad that you don't care about. You don't see anything that's intrusive, like every 15 minutes or 20 minutes, this ad that comes up that takes up your entire screen, that tells you to buy something and then you have to close it, and it's really annoying. And it also doesn't send you notifications. You can actually turn that off in the options button. It simply allows you to get bonuses if you want to watch ads on demand. If you don't want to watch ads, that's it. You don't have to do anything. It's that simple. So yeah, go ahead and keep that in mind. Very, very cool. And yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say about that little button right there. What else do we have on screen here? So on the upper right hand corner, we have the level of the battleship. It says level 43. You also see an indicator that says 537 out of 1,000. As you kill more ships, that bar goes up. And then once that indicator or picture of the ship reaches full, or 1,000, you're gonna fight a battleship. Okay, so that's all that means. On the left hand side, you see a little globe icon. If you go and click on that, that's going to bring down this drop down menu. This lets you warp between the different areas that you have unlocked. Okay, so this is like area 1. This has all the planets that you're familiar with. Holy crap, that's a lot of big ships. Going on to level area 2, area 3, area 4, and 5. Pretty self-explanatory stuff. This just allows you to go in between them very quickly, okay? And it just makes it convenient. And then finally, on the bottom right-hand side, you see your little mascot. You can go and change her, which I'll show you in just a moment. I know you're all dying to see that. One last thing, if you go ahead and click on the planets, let's go ahead and click on Mars. You're going to go ahead and see 4 icons, okay? Now you're going to see a dot 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 in this one. I'll explain what that is a little bit later. You're going to see an acceleration button, 10 times accel for 1 cube, your current output of the planet, as well what it costs to level up. So what these buttons do respectively, let me go and change it to this one right here, is that level up allows you to level the planet. Okay, so if I leveled it right now, it would be 1001. The output shows you how much I'm getting from the planet. Okay, so if you're wondering, okay, how much am I getting for upgrading it, this is going to tell you that. If I wish to accelerate it by clicking this button, it will accelerate the mining time of the planet. Okay, so why is that important? Let's go ahead and go up here. So for the bigger planets that you may have unlocked, they actually require a lot more time to cycle and give you your resources. So this planet, for example, is going to take me 3 days. That's what that says, 3D. 3 days before I get this resource. So it's going to take 3 days before I get 1.5 million crystal from this planet. So obviously, if I click this button right here to accelerate it, it's going to go a lot faster, and I can collect my resources faster, okay? But if you level your planet up to a certain point, it goes away. See, like this planet is generating resource every second. So go ahead and keep that in mind. Once again, it's a balancing act. Go ahead and decide what you need to level up to get the most return on investment. All right. Okay, so let's go and move on to the girls here, and that's like the main allure of this game for some folks out there. For me, it's kind of 50-50. It's nice to have this mechanic here. So here is an overview of all of your planets. Once again, these are the actual planets, okay? They're not girls named after planets. They are the planets. And you can go ahead and buy various costumes for them. Okay, so like this is Earth. I can go buy her a nice little summer bikini, or this French maid outfit, or this little schoolgirl uniform, etc. It's just for flavor, okay? Whatever you want to see your girl in, your favorite girl, I should say, your favorite planet, go ahead and buy her the costume, and then you can go ahead and dress her up. I think I have a costume for, let me go and change this over here. I think I have a costume for the sun, right? Yes, okay. So obviously I have the sun. I unlocked her bikini because why not? But I can go and switch her back to her default outfit. And this little button right here allows me to go ahead and change my mascot. Okay, so now I've changed to the sun, okay? Now she, of course, is on the screen. She gives you little flavor texts once in a while just to keep things lively. And if you click on her, you can just go ahead and talk to her, interact with her, etc., stuff like that. So you just click her on the head, she says things like that. Click her on the you-know-where, obviously, right? They're going to say comments like that. And then you click her on her belly, and then she'll say things like that, okay? So, like, once again, it's flavor text. It's your mascot. You do whatever you want to do, and you can just change it to whoever you wish to change it to. So I'll go back and click on Jupiter. Now, in this screen right here, you're going to go and see the information that your planet is currently producing for you. All right, so that's your production bonus. How much of a bonus, if you have it, to go ahead and level up your planet. So I have a 99% bonus for Jupiter to level her up. If I go to a planet down the line, in which I don't have many bonuses for, as you can see, it's quite different. And some of these planets I have barely anything, okay, because I haven't leveled them up that much. So the more you level, the more bonuses that you get. Pretty straightforward stuff. Now this area right here can be a little bit confusing for some folks. These are your planets, and these are the different areas that you can go to. Remember I told you area 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. So if you go ahead and click on the girls, it corresponds to that, right? So group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5, and then special group 1, special group 2. That's how I read it, okay? And I obviously haven't unlocked these, so they're grayed out. All you see is a silhouette. Now these buttons up here will go and switch between the types of girls. So these girls are planets. Then you have the Satellite Girls. Then you have the Battleship Girls. And then you have the Cube Girls. They are all independent of one another. Now the Satellite Girls can be confusing for some folks because you can summon a satellite in this game, as I showed you earlier, or how to do so. But then people get them and they're wondering, hey, where did my Satellite Girl go? Well, the Satellite Girls are not on your planets. You never ever see them there. They're attached to planets. That's why they're called Satellite Girls. So for example, if you got a Satellite Girl and it says Neptune when you summon her, click on Neptune, and there is your Satellite Girl. So I have Larissa right now hovering around Neptune. That's how that works, right? You go and click on her. It's going to bring you up the little icon. It'll give you her current level and as well as her rarity. Okay, so Larissa is a 2-star. And you can go and click on the icon, but she doesn't really do much other than kind of do this weird little jiggle bounce thing. It's kind of adorable. Now, if you're wondering how to level up your Satellite Girls, you just need to resummon them again. Okay, and how you do that is very simple. Just go through the game, summon more Satellite Girls. Every time you get a copy, it will allow you to evolve the girl. It's that simple. So I'm assuming one copy is one level. I don't know. I haven't gotten a duplicate copy yet. So obviously, if you wanted to get Larissa, for example, up to level 20, you need 20 different copies of her. Okay, so that's how that works. Battleship Girls is a little bit more confusing. Let me go and explain the mechanic. So in front of you right now is a icon for the battleship. Okay, and it has different segments in it: 100, 100, 100, 171%. For this particular, how can I say this? I'm lost for words. How can I say it? Okay, every time you kill a battleship, it will randomly drop a part, which is one of these pieces right here. Okay, when you fulfill that part, it will reach 100%. Once you max out all parts, you can actually go and click on this restore button right here, and then it will allow you to summon one of these 2 girls. So these are Battleship Girls, in which you only unlock by fighting battleships. Does that kind of make sense? And battleships drop their parts, and each battleship has different parts. See? Let me go and switch through them. And yeah, that's how that works out. Okay, so hopefully it's not too confusing. If you're wondering how to get the parts, and you keep farming a battleship over and over again, please keep in mind that farming a battleship on a level does not grant you an additional piece. This is what I learned. You have to fight the battleship and then make sure you check if you got that piece at that level. For example, if you fought a battleship at level 5 and you didn't get a piece, don't get the reward, fight the battleship again at level 5. If you did get the drop, then go ahead and move on forward. Okay, you will not be able to unlock the full battleship by keep fighting level 5 battleships over and over and over again and farming the pieces. It doesn't work that way. Okay, I hope that makes some sense, because that's how I thought it worked out. Then I realized, oh crap, I gotta update my battleship levels in order for me to unlock all the pieces. Okay, so there we go. So let's go and finish off with the Cube Girls here. Now, Cube Girls are the most expensive girls in the game. Obviously, that's why they're called Cube Girls. What's nice about them is that they do not reset when you reset the universe. So once you buy them or unlock them, they are permanently unlocked. And they also have the strongest abilities in the game. So it's worth your while to go ahead and unlock the Cube Girls when you have the chance. They provide very, very powerful bonuses, but they are, of course, quite expensive in terms of cubes. Okay. Other than that, I don't really have much to say about them. I hope that in the future they have more costumes, because by default, only a couple of them right now have different costumes. But we shall see down the road. So that's what that is all about. All right, Jupiter popped up for no reason. Let's go and click on the skill tree and show you what this is about. So there are 3 different skill trees. We have your basic skill tree, your battle skill tree, and your make skill tree. Okay, your basic skill tree is just your warp cannon. That's all it is. You can upgrade the damage of your warp cannon or the maximum ammo of your warp cannon. Please ignore this word right here, increases charging. It doesn't increase the recharge of your gun. What this does is increases your ammo. Okay, so that is wrong. Don't worry about that. It just increases the ammo total. See, it says current charging 49. It means current ammo max 49. Okay, so don't confuse. Now, your battle skill tree is where you can upgrade your skills. I think I talked a little bit about this earlier in regards to gas. Maybe I didn't. I'm getting absent-minded here. But basically, you go and click on the appropriate button. It's going to show you what the skill does, how much gas it costs to make, and what its prerequisite to even unlock the upgrade. So, for example, if I wanted to do this upgrade, I need to have this particular planet, Vega, up until level 6. I need to unlock these other skills before I can even start getting this particular upgrade. And you notice that these little gun icons right here, these are the different weapons that you can get in the game. So this is a shotgun. This is a charged gun. This is a disruption shot, which is kind of weird. And I think that's pretty much the same as your warp cannon, but slows them down. And then this one is like a machine gun. Okay, so that's how these all work. Pretty cool stuff. Moving on to the make one. Now, this is your resources skill tree. That's what make means, like making resources. On the left, you have planet output. In the center, you have gas output. And on the right, you have mining time. Once again, mining time is important for your larger planets, not so important for your smaller planets, which don't have this timer. Okay. let's go ahead and move on to the store. And I think pretty much the last part of this tutorial, I already talked about coins and cubes, I believe. Items. So items are temporary boosts. Okay, you can go and spend cubes to get temporary boosts. These are all very, very powerful and all very useful. I would say that nothing here is really a waste. However, time warp, not really worth it in my opinion for 13 cubes, but it's up to you. But these things right here are very, very strong. They actually reduce the mining time for all of the planets in that group. So for example, G5 wormhole, I unlocked it because that's where I'm at. And that's actually going to reduce all the planets' mining time by 30%. So that doesn't sound like much, but for example, if you had a planet that's had, I don't know, 9 days, and you use the 30% off, then it's going to drop all the way down to 6 days, which is quite a bit. See what I'm trying to say? So you want to go and use that as much as possible whenever you can. Moving on to battle, these are self-explanatory. You can go ahead and use cubes to temporarily double your damage output, or you can go ahead and recharge your bullets. I would never ever buy this ever, by the way, but it's up to you. You decide what you want to do with it. And then this is where you can summon Satellite Girls. I'm getting old, I apologize. I think I already talked about this, but long story short, if you have the money, you want to go and spend it, you want to go summon Satellite Girls, you can do so. You don't necessarily need to, okay? And that is it, guys, for the tutorial. I think I've gone over everything that I need to for getting you where you need to go and on your way with playing Planet Girls. So in this last section, I'm going to go ahead and talk about tips and strategies for players who are already playing the game. Maybe you're at an intermediate level, or maybe you're advanced and you wanted some extra advice. Let me go ahead and give you guys some things that I have found out personally. Okay. Now, first and foremost, you always want to make sure that you have the shipwreck buff before you start hunting for ships, because it is a significant buff. Okay, you do not want to be hunting ships without it. Since you guys are going to be hunting for ships anyway to get your mothership out, always go ahead and make sure this buff is active, because it gives you so many resources. It's not even ridiculous. I can't stress the importance of this buff. Okay, as you can see, that little buff right there gives me an extra 965% because I have some other upgrades, but nonetheless, it gives me that much extra bonus to whatever resource I'm using, and this also counts toward enemy ships. Okay, so you always want this active and before you go ship hunting. Okay, that way your ships are worth that much more when you blow them up. A second tip that I want to give you guys is in regards to skills. I personally feel that maximum output as far as resources goes is kind of a waste. You really should be focusing on gas, because gas is what helps you break walls. The first wall I think most players are going to be running into is G3. If you've never reset the game ever and you're just playing for the first time, G3 is where things start to get really hard for players. And then the second wall is where I'm currently at, which is G5 to S1. Now in the current version of this game, it's freaking nearly impossible to get up to the amount that you need to unlock the next galaxy. 36 million is a lot. And keep in mind, even after I unlock that, I'm going to have to spend another like 220 something million, I read on another post, to unlock the first planet. So that is a freaking lot of resources. Go ahead and use your resets wisely. And speaking of resets, keep in mind that this increases by 10 cubes every single time that you reset. So be prudent with it, okay? Try to farm as much as you can until you feel like you're kind of hitting your head up against the wall. Or I would say at the very least, keep resetting the universe until you can beat the battleships at level 50. Okay? If you can beat the battleships at level 50 easily, you're good. You're golden. Stay there and keep farming resources until you can unlock the next galaxy or the next planet. If you cannot easily beat battleships where you're currently at, it might be a time for a reset. Okay, you're probably going to need that extra gas to go ahead and start over, and then do what you got to do to go ahead and try to once again break that wall so that you can earn more gas. What I can tell you though is that when you start farming for battleships at level 50, at that point in time, you should be raking in the gas. It should be coming in exponentially. And remember that gas is tied in with global output. It's the same with crystal as well. Okay, so when you blow up ships, you get gas. Okay, that's why you always want to make sure you have the shipwreck buff active, because that also adds on to your gas total. Okay, otherwise you're just wasting a lot of time. All right. And the final tip that I will give you guys is in the store here. Let me go and see. Wait, there we go. I would always advise having this particular buff active 24/7. There is no reason they should buy this. It costs 7 cubes. It gives you a ton of resources, and you need to have it active, just period. Okay, I don't care if you're a whale, a dolphin, or free-to-play player. Have this buff on. There's no reason for you not to. Like, you can get 7 cubes from your daily quests. Okay, so there's no reason not to have this. It lasts entire 6 hours, and more importantly, it lasts every time you're in the game. So for some folks out there, this buff is going to last forever if you're not, constantly on the phone playing this game. Now, speaking of which, as far as buffs are concerned, for you free-to-play players out there, your first goal, if you don't want to spend any money in this game, is to unlock the Cube Girls as soon as possible. Okay, once again, you can go under Girls, click on the Cube section, and unlock these girls. Now, what's nice about the way that the game has them set up, they're actually already in order of importance, meaning that Black Hole should be the first girl you unlock, White Hole should be the second one you unlock, the Sun, Polaris, Debbie, I can never pronounce her name, Western Nun, etc. They're in order of importance already. So you really should be unlocking all of these girls, and you should be starting from left to right, because obviously Nemesis, which is all the way at the end of the tree, all she does is increase your critical rate, which is really cool to have on at all times. But it's not as good or necessary as obviously Black Hole having mining time reduction for all the planets that you've unlocked, as well as like White Hole, which is giving you a bonus to your output for every single planet that you've unlocked. Okay, so obviously these are very good. So as a free-to-play player, this is your #1 priority. Okay, gas is important, but don't worry about it. Try to get as many cubes as you can, save your cubes as you can, start unlocking these girls, because every time that you reset naturally, but you have enough cubes to unlock these girls, your life will be easier. Okay, and I would say maybe even if you want to make your life a little bit quicker or a little bit better, unlock the Sun as soon as possible and get her up. I mean, I'm trying to upgrade her as much as possible within reason. Obviously, I need more cubes, but gas is the limiting factor every time you reset, right? So she is definitely important to have, and that is all I have to say about that. So yeah, guys, that's it. Please, if you found this video helpful, feel free to hit that follow button, that like button. If you didn't, sorry to hear that. Let me know what I can help you with in the YouTube comments. Okay, if you have a question about this game, feel free to ask. Don't be shy. If I don't have the answer to it, maybe somebody else will. Okay, and maybe they'll give you an answer to your question. Depending on how popular this video is, I may make a follow-up video, or I may even make small little update videos, like 5-10 minute update videos, letting you guys know what has changed in maybe like a major patch. Right now we're on 1.9.2.1. Maybe in patch 2, like version 2, everything changes. Like, there's a lot of different dynamics, and I'll go ahead and make an update video for that. But it depends on how popular this video is. Of course, if a handful of people watch it, I won't do it. I'll just type it in the comments. Okay, and feel free to stop by the Facebook page for this game. There's a lot of artwork there. Okay, if you happen to stumble upon this video and you found out that you don't like the game, even if you don't like what you see, just stop by the Facebook anyway and download the pictures. It's the developer put pictures there. They're really pretty, and they're pretty large scale, so just go and grab them anyway. Even if you don't like the game, you're like, okay, I just want to grab the art, go ahead and do so. All right, and just stop by and pay him a visit. Give him some encouraging words. He's been working really hard to get the bugs ironed out in this game, and I want to support him personally. I hope you guys do as well with downloading this game and playing it, because I personally think it is a fun game. And I hope I've given you guys enough motivation and shown you the ropes where you can kind of get started and go ahead and unlock all of those planets, like lovely Jupiter here. And as you can see, I actually like Jupiter and the Sun, because I like my girls big. Okay, and that's the type of guy I am. All right, so this video's gone long enough. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you want to see more nonsense or just random stuff, visit my website over at boxinacorner.net. I've also linked that in the YouTube video description. And that is that. So take care. See you around. And I'll see you guys in the next video.